Hi, I'm Tom Stone, editor of IVP, and I'm here with Mark from DSE to talk a little bit about some of the trends in the industry and some of the ways in which DSE is meeting the demands, the new demands that we're seeing. What are the trends that you see coming through right now?
It's interesting in all aspects of off-highway machinery how we're following the automotive trend as displays are more and more integral into the operator interface. So whether it's where you see in cars, they're bringing in larger displays for infotainment and in HVAC systems, so your air conditioning, they're doing exactly the same across all the markets. So display manufacturers are having to meet that demand by offering larger displays into the cab, but also displays that are designed for the industry, which means off-highway standard, which means temperature specs, vibration specs, and everything that you need for that particular market. And of course, having a larger display, which means we can bring camera interfaces, so exactly the same as the automotive. So bringing in and integrating reversing cameras, side view cameras, blind spots, all very important for safety.
Bigger displays and more functionality in
absolutely.
The displays as
yeah,
well.
Absolutely.
And so what is it, what kind of displays are DSE now developed, or are you developing to sort of meet this demand?
Absolutely. So we have a range at the moment from the small 3.5-inch screens all the way up to 12-inch screens at the moment. And as display manufacturers, just like the mobile phone business, we've got to keep on top of it, which means developing new features, a new product to keep ahead of our competition, but also the demands for the industry. Our latest development is 10-inch screens, as that's the way we're finding that the 7-inch market is moving slightly larger to the 10-inch framework. Again, following automotive, that's the way people are going. So it's features of push-button features for operators with gloves, so an operator using a fire engine or a piece of equipment, or even touchscreens. So when you're in a cabin environment and you want touchscreens, everyone has been used to using mobile phones, systems in their houses, so touchscreens are quite normal in everyday life, and we're incorporating that technology inside our products.
So your displays are fully programmable, and that's a particular benefit for the OEMs, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So they don't have to, have large volumes to be able to buy a bespoke piece of equipment. They can own that IP in-house and program it all themselves, which then gives them a benefit of designing what they want and having a piece of equipment that they design specifically for their application. And of course, some organizations don't have their own software team, but they can bring in a subcontractor that can do that work, and the end result is having a product bespoke for them, which is then just done in software.
And then once they get to know the screen and they've used it for one particular vehicle, maybe then they want to use it for another one and reprogram it for that.
Absolutely, and then you can have multiple devices on a single vehicle, but again you can have similar software, but if you have a large vehicle, large display, small vehicle, small display, and use common parts of the code and reuse the software for the entire range.
Brilliant. And are there any specific new products you want to talk about that you would like to highlight?
Yeah, I think that the main one for us that's in development now that will be released next year is our 10-inch screen, very much following on our flagship product, our 12-inch screen that was launched a couple of years ago, is now our 10-inch product. So again, taking all the performance from our 12-inch platform, but in a smaller package, and it seems what the market is wanting is that slightly smaller package, but with all the horsepower that we've seen in our larger one. So that's the key one that we will be sort of soft launching the start of next year and bringing that to the marketplace.
The start of 2024, to look out for that. And that was actually what I was going to ask. Is there, screens are getting bigger and bigger and bigger. Is there a limit? Or do you think you've sort of answered that?
Yeah.
Maybe there is a limit to how big people want them.
And there is. I mean, if you look at the size of cab, inside a cabin of whether it's a tractor or a combine harvester or a large construction machine, the cabin is the finance space. So that is the challenge you get to. As they want to reduce the real estate within the cabin and having something that fits, but within having the information available for the operator. If you have a small screen, you have to scroll through many pages to get the information. Larger screen is all on one page, but it's really down to the size of the cabin, which is the constraint.
Yeah, you can't have it going outside the cabin. Can you tell me a little bit about where your products are manufactured and how they're manufactured?
Absolutely. So everything is manufactured in the UK. We have the state-of-the-art electronic facility producing everything from the PCB right the way through to the end product. Manufacturing in Europe, it means we have to keep our labour costs to a minimum, which means we do that with automation. So automation on the pick and place machines, automated end-of-line inspection machines, as much as we can to offer that quality product in the marketplace. For producing products into the construction market, agricultural market, transport logistics, your standards have to be high, whether it's EMC, vibrations, and having the quality, having everything in-house means we can concentrate on that. If you subcontract your production out of where your design is, then you'll have challenges. The great thing about DeepSea is having everything under one roof, which means our production, our quality, operations, engineering is all under one roof, which means everyone works together to make sure the product is fit for purpose and goes out the door at the best quality.